There is a man in your head. He stopped watching you a long time ago, but you're still performing for him. He's invisible to you now. All you notice is the silence, that quick beat after the deal closes when nothing arrives. You finished the deal. He didn't say anything. You got the promotion. He didn't see. You posted the achievement. The phone didn't ring. You tell yourself it's nothing. You're past it. He's not in your head anymore. The drive is yours. But every man who has stood in a quiet kitchen at 11 at night with a victory in his hand and nothing inside him knows that's a lie. The audience of one is still in there. He's still the only one whose silence you can hear over the noise of every applause. This is the father wound. It has a specific shape, and you have been wearing it your entire adult life. The lie a man tells himself about his father is the most carefully maintained lie of his life. It goes like this: I'm a self-made man. I built this on my own. I don't think about him anymore. He's not why I work this hard. That's not how it is. The drive is mine. The hunger is mine. The lie is convincing because it has truth on its surface. You did build it. The hours are yours. The discipline is yours. Nobody made you do any of it. But underneath the surface of "I'm doing this for me" is a question that has been running for decades. Underneath everything you do, underneath everything you build. Will he see this? Will this be enough? Will this finally be the thing that makes him say it? You stopped asking it consciously around the same age you stopped asking him for things. The conscious asking went silent. The unconscious asking just changed its voice. It got quieter, more sophisticated, more efficient. It started using your accomplishments as the question. And the answer never comes, because the man who could have answered isn't watching. He hasn't been for a long time. He may have never been. You closed the deal, and the audience of one stayed quiet. You posted the win, and the applause never came from the seat that mattered. Here is the truth. You are not ambitious. You are auditioning. You are not driven. You are starving. You are not building a kingdom. You are running a campaign for the approval of a man who stopped voting decades ago. This is the difference no one points out. A man who is building from his own foundation moves slowly. He lands his wins inside himself. He does not need a witness. A man who is performing moves fast, too fast. He lands his wins outside himself, in someone else's eye. And he needs the witness to confirm the win was real, or the win evaporates. Look at how you receive your own success. Notice the gap. The achievement happens. Then there is a half second of nothing. Then the reach, for the phone, for the post, for the validation. For someone, anyone, who will tell you what your father couldn't. That gap is the father wound. Every time you reach across it, you are confirming the same thing. The win wasn't enough. It needs to be witnessed by him to be real. And he isn't watching. This is the wound that runs underneath your ambition, your career, your relationships, your whole life. Working harder doesn't fix it. Neither does being more impressive. The audience of one is not coming back. He left. He may have never been there. What you do with that fact is the work. Carl Jung called this the father complex, a pattern of unconscious associations and impulses tied to the image of the father. It runs in the background of every adult man's life until he names it. And it doesn't soften with age. It hardens. It just gets better at hiding. James Hollis, the Jungian analyst who wrote Under Saturn's Shadow, gave this its sharpest name: Father Hunger. Hollis wrote, after decades of clinical work, that the deepest pain he had witnessed in any man came from never knowing his father's love and approval. A man can be 40 years old, running a company, with people calling him sir, and still feel the hollow ache of never having been truly seen by his dad. Hollis traced the mythic source. Saturn, in the old story, is the father who fears his sons. He fears they will grow into men who will overthrow him, so he eats them. He devours them before they can become whole. The myth describes every father who could not bear to be surpassed, could not bear to be displaced, could not bear to be moved past. He keeps his sons small to keep himself safe. Robert Bly, in Iron John, named the absence on the other side. The father who is physically there but psychologically gone. The father at work. The father with the newspaper. The father whose attention was on the paycheck, or the bottle, or the phone. Bly wrote that the deepest mistake modern men have inherited is the belief that fathers don't matter. The men who grew up under the absent father grow into men who do not know how to be men, because the showing how never happened. Hollis called what was supposed to happen the necessary wounding. The father is meant to wound the boy in the right way, not cruelty, not abuse. The wounding of being shown the world and held to it, of being asked more than the boy thinks he can give, of being told the truth about who he is and what he could become. When this wounding doesn't happen, the boy carries the unfinished initiation into the rest of his life. He will spend 40 years trying to give himself the wounding through achievement. It won't work, because it cannot come from outside. The wound is the absence. The cure is not the presence of him. The cure is becoming the man who can deliver the necessary wounding to himself. This is where the work begins. There are 3 movements. Do them in order. The first movement is to name the hunger, out loud, to yourself, in a quiet room. You have been carrying it without permission to carry it. The lie maintained itself by keeping the hunger underground. The first act of integration is admitting the audience of one exists. It sounds like this. Yes, my father is in my head. Yes, I am still performing for him. Yes, every win has been an offering on an altar he stopped attending. Naming the hunger doesn't make it bigger. It makes it stop running you in secret. The second movement is to mourn the man who couldn't. This is not blame. Blame keeps him on the throne. It also keeps you the angry son. Mourning is what releases you. You are mourning a father who was incapable of giving you the necessary wounding because he never received it himself. You are mourning the boy he was, the man he tried to be, the inheritance he carried that you can finally see. The grief is real. The grief is the door. Most men refuse to walk through it because it feels like betrayal of their anger. The anger has kept you alive, but the anger has also kept him alive. Mourning is what finally lets him die in your head, so he can become a man you remember instead of a man you perform for. The third movement is to become the inner father. This is the king taking the throne he abdicated. You are not waiting anymore for the witness who isn't coming. You are becoming the witness yourself. You are giving yourself the standard, the showing how. the necessary wounding the boy didn't get. When you set a difficult goal, the inner father holds you to it. When you fall short, the inner father does not shame you. He tells you the truth. When you succeed, the inner father sees it. The applause is internal, because the throne is internal, because the audience of one is now you. These three movements are not a one-time ritual. They are a return you make again and again, every time you notice yourself reaching for the phone after a win. The man who has integrated the father wound is no longer performing. His wins land where they should. He doesn't reach for the phone after the deal closes. There's no urge to check who saw the post. The call he used to wait for, he doesn't wait for anymore. He is no longer a satellite orbiting a star that went dark decades ago. He has become his own star. The light is internal. The witness is internal. The throne his father abdicated is occupied by him. This is the work. The audience of one stopped watching, stopped performing for him. Take the throne he abdicated. The man you have been auditioning for your entire life was never going to clap. The man you have been waiting to become has been waiting for you to stop waiting. If you're ready to do the real work, subscribe. Next, watch the most dangerous lie. A man tells himself. The man without his own mission becomes a satellite to whoever pulls hardest. This is the next door. Walk through it. I'll see you Thursday.